everyone. Welcome to our program of telling good stories and lessons to children and teenagers. We would also like to invite the parents to listen together to explain the meaning of some Buddhist terms that your children don't understand.
Today, we will tell you a new story that took place a long time ago in the big and beautiful forest. The story is called The Wild Deer Park. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful forest that had many tall and large trees, along with pretty flowers, green fresh grass, and clear water streams flowing through the mountain's rocks edges. In the water streams, there lived many different big and small fishes, swimming freely along the waves of clean fresh water. The forest was also home to many different animals of all kinds of sizes. Some animals were as big as elephants, some were as scary and fiery as lions and tigers, and some were rather as sweet and timid as rabbits would be.
Also, in this forest, a herd of deer was living together like one big family. Many of the young deer were tall and strong with soft and shiny hair. Every day, the deer seek for grass as food to eat. They were also very smart, as they knew better to look for fresher, sapling grass to eat. Once they finished eating, together, the herd of deer headed to the water streams to drink fresh water or play with the fishes swimming in the water. Dear children, do you know this beautiful forest belonged to a king who loved hunting for fun in his free time? When he finished his daily task, the king brought out his bow and arrow to practice his shooting skills. He wanted to become so good at shooting that whenever he goes hunting, no animals would be able to escape from his deadly arrows.
One day, the king and his guard soldiers headed to the forest to hunt for animals. The animals in the forest heard the horse's heavy footsteps led by the king and his guard soldiers. They felt very scared and lost. They tried to run into the deep wood to look for a place to hide from the king and his soldiers. Unfortunately, the herd of deer that were hanging around the water streams area could not run fast enough to escape from the king and his soldiers. They stood still as they saw the mean and hostile looks on the guard soldiers' faces. They tried the best to run away in chaos.
Sadly, one baby deer could not run fast enough. He was left behind from the herd, so he screamed loudly to call for his mother. The mommy deer heard her baby calling for her, so she ran back to look for her baby. The king noticed the mommy deer was large, well-fed, and very healthy. He was so excited he thought to himself, "This deer will make a great feast for him and his guard to enjoy with their wine." Then he shot his arrows, aiming at the mommy deer. The king's arrow hit the mommy deer, and the deer was severely injured. Although the mommy deer was in great pain, she tried her best to carry her baby and run away and hide from the king.
The king looked everywhere for the deer. He finally found her hiding in the bush with her baby deer. Even though the mommy deer was severely injured and her wound was bleeding heavily, she still fed her baby with every drop of milk she had left. When she realized the king has found them, she shed tears and used her body to cover and protect her son. The mommy deer died shortly after being found by the king. After witnessing this heartbreaking sight, the king suddenly felt very regretful about his actions. He carried the small and innocent baby deer. The innocent baby deer rested his head on the king's chest. The king whispered softly, "Baby deer, do not worry. From now on, I will look after you." After saying that, the king broke his bow into halves and vowed, "I will never ever hunt again." When the king returned to his palace, he requested his helper to take care and raise the baby deer until he grew up to become a strong adult deer. Then the king released and returned the now adult deer back to the forest wood, letting the deer to join its herd again. In memory of this special day, he named the forest as the Wild Deer Park.
Dear children, do you see? Similar to humans, the animals also have emotions and feelings such as happiness, sadness, and anger. They feel pain, love, and want to protect those they love, just like how the mommy deer protected her baby. Therefore, we should not kill animals as a fun sport to satisfy our personal enjoyment. Such an act is brutally cruel, heartless, and selfish. Children, in the 45 years that the Buddha had taught many meaningful lessons about the Dharma, if there was a person that wanted to take refuge in the three jewels, the Buddha always instructed and encouraged the person to pledge, do not take life from other living beings. The Buddha's teachings are always based on the foundations of compassion and love for all sentient beings. As a result, our actions should always be intended to bring happiness for ourselves and everyone around us.
The Buddha always encouraged us to abstain from taking lives of other beings because, whether it is human or animals, we all fear death. If we treasure our lives, how can we heartlessly take lives from others? If someone was to attempt to harm us, we fight back to defend ourselves. Then why do we use our strength to intentionally take away the life of someone else's? When a cow is about to be killed, it fights back by crying and screaming its loudest, throwing tantrum, or even shed tears. The Buddha taught, everyone fears the sword. Everyone fears death. We should put ourselves into other people's shoes by avoiding killing and do not encourage others to kill.
When we follow the Buddha's teaching of abstaining from killing, we will prove that we respect the equality pre-existed in every sentient being's life. Therefore, we are able to avoid the karma of hate and vengeance. When we do not harbor the thoughts of killing, we will cultivate a peaceful state of mind and sleep well at night, which results a kind, virtuous, and bright appearance. On the contrary, those who often retain the thoughts of killing will accumulate karma of endless suffering in the repeated cycle of birth and death that is unable to escape.
As you can see, we live on a planet that contains many combinations of conditions that lead to the creations and arising of lives and phenomena. All life's originations are depending on the combinations of many causal conditions. Therefore, lives are not produced by a godly creator. Just like that, we and all types of sentient beings are created by many combinations of conditions. We should love and care for one another and cherish all other beings. Only when we treasure each other's and we will protect each other's lives as well as ours. If we carelessly harm the lives of other beings, this essentially means we are hurting our own lives.
Humans are superior to animals because we can attain intelligence, deep compassion, and affection, and know how to abandon vicious characters that animals may possess. Empathy and compassion for all beings exist differently in each person's heart and present in a variety of levels. The first level, humans extend compassion to other humans. The second level, humans extend compassion to other animals. The third level, humans extend compassion to plants, trees, and vegetables.
The above three levels of compassion are referred as mercy. The Buddha taught, because of killing other living beings in the past lives, those who killed reincarnated to become animals to give back the lives they had taken. If we kill the animals in our current lifetime, we will have to pay back the lives we take in the next lifetime. Just like that, the cycle of karma will keep repeating itself. That is to give back what we take or to receive what was taken from us. As a result, we should avoid killing to cultivate a compassionate mind and heart. Consequently, those who do not kill will always have a pleasant and happy life, while cultivating a merciful heart to bring peace and harmony to everyone else around them.
We should never think about killing or harming other human beings or even killing other animals. Instead, we should practice benevolent actions by releasing living creatures as a work of merit, including liberating live animals and freeing trapped animals. This is what a righteous Buddha should always do. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha taught, "All tremble at the rod, all are fearful of death," drawing the parallel to yourself, neither kill nor get others to kill.
Dear children, based on the story of the baby deer, we hope that you would remember the first precept that the Buddha had taught, that is, do not kill, in order to obtain a happy and peaceful life.
We would like to say goodbye to you all now. See you next time.